Hello and welcome to African Living Abroad. I am Jamhuri and I'm here to share my international experiences, build bridges between cultures with the hope of making the world a better place. I consider myself a social observer, an interpreter of social events, and a storyteller. Africa has been taken by storm. And the storm that's raging through Africa right now is none other than ISHOWSPEED, the young African American guy who is traveling throughout Africa and right now is in Kenya, and Kenya is being transformed in euphoria. And we can look at this trip in many levels. And it's just not a fun trip. It's just not for, the usual business as usual. Or somebody goes to Africa and all that. We can look at it on so many special levels. And first of all, Africa has, and especially Kenya, has been the seat of conflict the last couple of years. Kenya, my country of birth, I've watched you so many years, and you've gone through a lot of growing pains. And I know that recently, the youth, the Gen Zs have been very restless. And there is a shift, there is a generational shift happening in Africa. And Kenya is at the forefront, we could say also the pioneer of the youth, wanting to switch things around. And it's just a moment of time before the rift or the shift clearly happens. And so when we look at it politically, yes, it's giving Kenya a break, maybe the rest of Africa, a break from all the turmoil that the people have gone through in the last few years. And it's a healing. It's a healing for Africa. It's a healing for Kenya. And it's bringing unity among all the people. Because when you see, it's like ISHOWSPEED is medicine, if I can say that. It's healing medicine. And Africa's not seen such an enthusiastic young person like that. Because even though Africans are really vibrant in their feelings, in expressing themselves, as you've seen them, when they are protesting, they are very, very passionate. And that's an African thing, an African trait, right? Africans are loud, Africans are spontaneous, Africans, whatever they do, it's amazing, it's bombastic. And I see these traits in myself. But I know that living in the West, I've been damned down. But since 2021, I am slowly regaining my African identity. And I'm not apologizing for being loud. I'm not apologizing for being spontaneous. I'm not apologizing for being a straight talker. That is how Africans think. And come to think about it thoroughly, I think Africans still have the freedom of speech. Yeah, we don't have to be politically correct. And so, yes, I digress a little bit, but we go back to say that ISHOWSPEED is a healing medicine for Africa right now. And when I watch him going all around, I know he's in his element, he's unapologetic, he's just being himself, he's being free, and he's being, and he's so teaching people a lot about what it is to be a genuine person, what it is like to be authentically you. Because it is so freeing to watch him, to share his love, to share his spontaneity, and he's winging it as he goes along, in a new country. I have never seen a person bridge a cultural gap within a very short time. because he's coming from an African-American culture where people are very spontaneous. People are also, other than, even though it's an African-American, the rest of America that is not African-American, they are very, very flamboyant in the way they express themselves. So adding that to his African-American roots, you just see the fire right there. You see the fire right there. And even me watching from Canada, it's very refreshing. And so I'm following him. And at the same time, I think it's also good for the president of the country, President Ruto, because he took his time to welcome him. And can I say it's very calculated? Maybe, maybe not, but he's known to be a very, very bright, strategic president. And so it serves him really well to have taken his time to welcome him and to give the government resources like the helicopter to fly ISHOWSPEED around Nairobi. And this is another level also. So it's showing the people outside, showing the world what Africa is like, and particularly Kenya. Okay, what it's like, because many people have never really seen Africa in live, from the eyes of another person. Africa and relationship with other countries is very complicated. How Africa portrays itself is so different from how other countries or the West has portrayed Africa as a place of death, a place of poverty, a place of, struggles, And I think it's amazing that ISHOWSPEED is showing Africa live, all the flavors of Africa, okay? Because Africa is just not one thing. Okay, Africa, there is poverty. Africa, there are struggles. But let's not stop there. There is so much to Africa and African people than it's been told to the world. And so I want to say, why are the Kenyan people so euphoric, especially the youth, about ISHOWSPEED? And it's because I think they idolize the African Americans so much. I remember before I came to North America, I also had that thought of what is it like to meet an African American. And I think there was one that was working in a college in Nairobi where I attended. And yeah, he looks like one of us, but I'm thinking there is something mysterious about him. I'd like to know more about him. It looks, what is it? And for a long time, Africans think that African Americans have it good out there. They see the portrayal in the TV shows, in the movies, in the music industry, and America has kind of fooled people to think that it's the best place to be. But if you ask me, living in Canada, no, it's not like that. Actually, I would say even in a way, I think Canada is advanced in many ways than America. Okay, and I'll stop there. I know what I mean exactly. And so with Africans think that the African Americans are very advanced, and it's the portrayal of the world, of the freedom, and now for a long time, the last decade, African musicians and rappers, the young people, they are modeling their music after the African American music, and their fashion as well, and their swag, and their way of talking. I mean, that culture has taken over Africa in general. And so to meet one of them come over, and this guy is very famous in his own, area, very, very popular among the young people. It is a very surreal moment. And they want to see him, they want to see his mannerism, they want to hear his accent, they want to be one with them. It's a very, very good gift for the people of Africa and those that have longed to meet and to touch an African American. On the other hand, ISHOWSPEED is absorbing all the love that is being given. Wherever he goes, it is so much love oozing out of Africa into him. And you look at the other side, it shows African Americans and people of African descent spread all over the world who've never been to Africa, those in the Caribbean, showing you that Africa loves you. Africa loves you. Africa longs to be connected to you, because there is a sector of African Americans and maybe those in the Caribbeans who believe that Africans do not love them. I have heard about that they think they're not wanted out there. And so I think that is not true. I think Africans yearn to be connected with you. So somebody poisoned your thinking about this. And so when you see ISHOWSPEED traveling across Africa and what is going on in Kenya right now, what message that does it give to you as an African American, as an African people of the Caribbean who are of African origin? This is a learning time for you. Observe and learn, and know that ISHOWSPEED is breaking barriers and is showing you the truth. And it's not, and this is not just a message for you. This is a message for the world, because it's exposing so many things on different levels. And having said all this, I want to say that if you're a spiritually awakened person, you will know what time it is, and what this trip and this exposure of Africa to the world means in terms of culturally, economically, politically, and in many other levels that may be revealed to you. So in closing, I would like to thank ISHOWSPEED for taking this this crazy idea, putting it in place and just going and winging it. Is very, very spontaneous. I know I'm I'm a traveler myself, and I know that it is there are many things that can go wrong, but also your mentality and things to move so quickly, it's not so easy. So I think that he was built for this, and he was built for a time as this. So let's see what will happen after this trip. What will happen? And it's amazing that it's happening in January of 2026, where it is the beginning of new things, the beginning of a new era, the beginning of a new slate, starting anew. And Africa is positioning herself for leadership. Those who do not know this, listen up. Things are switching. Leadership is switching, okay? And you will see that Africa is starting to play a very big role. And you will see, at the end of the year or in this decade, the position of Africa. Because Africa is awakening. Africa is ripe to take her rightful place in the world in terms of leadership. And things are switching around. The lies that we've been told you about Africa, And I'm just not talking just Africa as a map, as a location. The people of Africa, the awakening that is there, they have been exposed now. Their eyes are open to the lies that have been told about them, to the suppression, and to see who is really the liar. Right now, the emperor has no clothes. And the emperor might think that, yes, he is still clothed, but I think he's getting undressed and actually is almost completely undressed right now. Mark my words. And so I wish you the very best in your life, and know that good things are happening. Good things are happening from 2026 going forward. And do your part in the world. Do whatever you need to do. Share your gifts in every way you're gifted. share it with the world the same way that ISHOWSPEED is doing right now. Until next time.